I think this is Final Fantasy. This is a lot. It's just a lot to take in, and as someone that knows nothing about the lore or anything like that, I it's a lot. So I'm gonna have to, and I know people are gonna roast me for this. I'm giving it a loss.
A few moments later.
Final Fantasy XVI is the prime example of what you should do for a demo's release of an upcoming game. Unlike many modern games, the demo isn't locked behind a pre-order, and there's enough content in the demo itself to have me salivating for the final product. I just beat Final Fantasy XVI, and I can say that I had an absolute blast. This is probably my favorite game of 2023. It's by no means perfect, but I just really enjoyed the experience, and it was my first Final Fantasy game too, so I think that says something in of itself. But as I'm playing, I'm thinking, what does this mean for Kingdom Hearts 4? And I think that's a natural thought to have when playing a Square Enix game and being a Kingdom Hearts fan. They have to take something from this game, right? There has to be some sort of thing that Nomura and his team learn from the success of this game to integrate into Kingdom Hearts 4 to not only bring in a newer, fresher, younger audience that hasn't maybe played the game before, but also to freshen up the gameplay. A main thing that Final Fantasy has over Kingdom Hearts is that you don't have to play previous main title games in order to play the next installment. For example, you don't have to play Final Fantasy XV to understand the story of Final Fantasy XVI. They're self-contained stories within themselves. Yes, there's some through line with some similar character names and themes and stuff like that, but for the most part, you don't need to play all the other Final Fantasy games to get that experience by just playing Final Fantasy XVI. Whereas in Kingdom Hearts, it's the complete opposite. You cannot jump into a Kingdom Hearts main title and know what's going on unless you've played all the other games, which I personally think does hinder the experience for new players that want to jump in, because you need to know what the heck is going on. However, Kingdom Hearts 3 did end the Dark Seeker saga, where our main antagonist Xehanort is defeated, so that arc is over. This means Nomura and the Osaka team could now start making each Kingdom Hearts installment a self-contained story. However, with the release trailer or the reveal trailer of Kingdom Hearts 4, it starts off by saying it's the Lost Master arc, meaning that the future installment of games, for the most part, are going to be featured around the Master of Masters, who is a secret antagonist of the franchise. We don't really know who he is yet, but he's been in a few of the main Kingdom Hearts titles and in some spin-offs and some even like cinematic like side projects. So yeah, we can already toss that idea out. I really think it does hinder new players coming in and enjoying Kingdom Hearts, unfortunately, because you're pretty much jumping right into a story and you're like, alright, who are these characters? What are they doing? Why is this the bad guy? And it's not the end of the world, it's not going to kill the franchise by any means, but I'm just talking from a perspective of what did Final Fantasy XVI do right? What can Kingdom Hearts 4 do right? And it's just one thing that, you know, Kingdom Hearts is going to have an uphill battle on, is getting more people to jump in and get interested in the story, because there's a lot going on. You can't even have new characters. For Final Fantasy, you can start off with a whole new protagonist for each installment. For this, you have to have the veteran characters, Sora, Donald, Riku, Kairi. Yeah, you have Disney IP. Yeah, you have Disney characters that people are familiar with, but you also have original Kingdom Hearts characters, and it would be a detriment to have to revisit those relationships between those characters, especially for fans of the franchise for so long. They would be like, why are we retreading this again? So that's just one little thing that puts Final Fantasy XVI above what Kingdom Hearts 4 can do. But there's more stuff that Kingdom Hearts 4 can learn from Final Fantasy XVI that will help it succeed and bring in a new market and just bring out a whole new experience that fans have been wanting in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. As of this recording, we can only go off of the reveal trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, but that is enough to say for this next point that they're in the right direction as Final Fantasy XVI, and that is the graphics. A lot of people were talking about the reveal trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 because of how good it looked, how polished, and how they really utilized the Unreal Engine to make renders and make this realistic looking quadratum, which is something we haven't seen before in previous Kingdom Hearts titles due to them being older or on different generations of consoles, or even in completely different engines before Kingdom Hearts 3. So that is something that is definitely going to keep moving forward with the franchise. However, it is going to be interesting to see how they pull off more of the cartoonish Disney-style side of the game versus Quadratum in this realistic world and realm. But that's something that got a lot of people that were not even Kingdom Hearts fans talking when that reveal trailer hit was, dang, this game looks beautiful. Now, there is something interesting to talk about when it comes to Final Fantasy XVI, and then that is, it is a PS5 exclusive. There has been debate on whether the game has been a success or a failure, even internally within the company of Square Enix, because when you limit a game to one console exclusive, not even just saying like being on Xbox or anything like that, but one console, not even the PS4 or anything like that, it kind of makes sales look bad even though they were good. Not to mention the biggest thing is you are limiting the amount of people that can play this game and have eyes on this game because it's exclusive to one console. A pro of it being a PS5 exclusive is that the quality remains the same throughout. You also don't have to worry about PC ports at this time. I feel like there will be a PC port later down the road. But also, the loading times were insane for this game. You literally could just start up and you're pretty much good to go. I don't ever recall even seeing a loading screen when playing Final Fantasy XVI, which is crazy, and I really enjoy. When I went back to play some Kingdom Hearts 3 for some footage, I mean, granted, it is a PS4 game, but still, the loading screens were crazy. It took a good while to get everything booted up. I in no way think that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be a PS5 exclusive. I do not think Square or Disney see the potential in that. They're going to try and get this game into as much hands as possible, so we're going to see a cross-platform situation. We just recently got all the Kingdom Hearts games for Xbox now, so they're not just going to pull back on that. So I definitely think we're going to see Kingdom Hearts succeed in the sense of being cross-platform and even cross-generational to a degree, right? Because, I mean, it'll still be like PS4 and PS5. It's not going to go back to the PS3. That's dead. But it'll be PS4, PS5. There's, I mean, as of recording, Microsoft just did a huge move in their lawsuit and basically just outed Sony for coming out with a PS5 Slim and a PS5 Pro. But, I mean, anyone could see that coming. Most of these generational consoles do that now. I personally think Nomura, the Osaka team, and basically anyone that's going to be working on Kingdom Hearts 4 should take notes from Final Fantasy XVI in regards to the combat. The combat in Final Fantasy XVI is amazing. It's fluid, it's weighty, it's powerful, and most importantly, it's intuitive and fun. Whereas when you look at Kingdom Hearts 3, there's much debate amongst the community on whether or not it is good. I personally see it as very clusterfucky. It's very in the middle. Yes, it's amazing that they were able to incorporate a decade worth of Kingdom Hearts games combat into one system. I think it's a really cool and ambitious thing to do. But for someone that's not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan or someone that's just jumping in, it's a little bit too much with situation commands, form changes, links. You got attraction rides, you have shot locks, you have a whole smorgasbord of things that are really cool and flashy, which Final Fantasy XVI has too. It's very flashy combat, but it can be a bit of an eyesore. It can be a little bit overstimulating for some people, and a lot of the things were not well received, such as the attraction rides, for example. Like, they were visually stunning and amazing, and I love their reference to Disney, but a lot of people did not like their purpose within the combat, to the point where they actually patched and made it so that you could have an ability to actually turn attraction rides off. So it's just a little bit too much. It's a buffet, it's an all-you-can-eat, and people are getting full. If Kingdom Hearts 4 could tighten up and hone in their combat system, I think that would really help them for this game. Have more powerful, more cool moves, but not as many. Maybe cut it in half on the features that you can do. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun playing Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't think the combat system is bad in any way. I do think it's just a little bit too much. Maybe strip it back to the basics and then work from there, not have all these other features in there that kind of just, like I said, clusterfuck up the game. In addition, I know this has been a big debate amongst Kingdom Hearts fans, is the weight of Sora and his moves and his attacks. I am a Kingdom Hearts 2 fan. I do think it's the best game. I do enjoy the combat the most in that game. However, I am not going to sit here and suck its dick. There are some people that are just over the top with Kingdom Hearts 2. I think each game has their own staples and their own good and bad things with it. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it needs to be like Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 4 needs to be like Kingdom Hearts 2, guys. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's a completely different team. It would be very foolish to think that they would ever go back to that system. However, I can say the weight of Sora in Kingdom Hearts 2 felt really nice, if not even a little bit stiff, to be quite fair. And I think that if they added some weight to Sora, his movement and his attacks would be a lot better. I literally just started playing Kingdom Hearts 3 right after playing about 35 plus hours of Final Fantasy XVI, and it took me a minute to get back adjusted to Kingdom Hearts 3 because Sora is so floaty, he's so light, and it was a little bit jarring for a second until, you know, the memory came back to like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's a Kingdom Hearts game. To the point, guys, where even in Super Smash Bros., Sakurai mentioned Sora's lightweightness. He said it wasn't necessarily the character himself, but the moves from his game he wanted to represent, and that's why he's so freaking light in Super Smash Bros. And I personally just think that we can maybe get away with a little bit of the floatiness, especially if they're trying to have a more grounded, realistic type world with Quadratum. So that's what I personally think that they could take away from Final Fantasy XVI. It's not necessarily copy the combat system, but just take a look at how it's a very innovative, tight, and weighty type of combat style. Lastly, I think this is something that Kingdom Hearts 4 needs to do, and any type of video game publisher or company needs to do this for all their games because it works so well, is release a free demo that's not locked behind a pre-order paywall. Final Fantasy XVI gave us a free demo that did not require you to pre-order the game, along with a tutorial and prologue segment for the game where that file would actually transfer over to the base game if you decided to buy it. In addition, they gave you a challenge later on after you beat the prologue where you could see some future glimpses of what the combat and the feel of the game would be later on as your character Clive levels up, grows up, and so forth. So I think this is really, really cool and really, really important because it not only gives players a chance to try something out before knowing if they want to buy it, but it also shows the confidence in the development team and the publisher that, hey, this is so good, we're going to give you the first 2 hours free, and if you like it, then go buy this product, which is what I did. Guys, I have not pre-ordered a game. I can't even remember the last time I pre-ordered a game. But the demo for Final Fantasy XVI sold me so much. After I beat it, I instantly pre-ordered that. And like I said, I have over 35 hours in the game. It's one of my favorite games of the year. And I just think it would be a really good business model for not just Kingdom Hearts 4, but for pretty much any single-player experience game out there. Instead of putting everything behind a pre-order wall and all this other jargon and stuff. Plus, Kingdom Hearts is notorious for having really long tutorials and prologues, and sometimes even confusing tutorials and prologues. So that would give newcomers a chance to try it out first to see whether they like it or not. And it just has a lot of good faith behind it. So I think that is the biggest thing. Out of all of this, is the biggest thing that they could do for Kingdom Hearts 4 is do the same demo model that they did for Final Fantasy XVI. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below whether or not you enjoyed Final Fantasy XVI, if you even played it, if you think that they should go this route with Kingdom Hearts 4, if you think it's fine the way it is. I'm really interested to know your thoughts and opinions, so please go ahead and do that. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and liking. It really helps. But most importantly, thank you so much for dedicating your time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. Be sure to check out this other Kingdom Hearts related content on the channel, and there will be more soon. So I hopefully will see you around. Bye-bye.